Yeah, we're here at Notepad++, and to begin, we first go to File, then we have to save. So save as, then we have save as type, go to hypertext markup language file, and then I'm under my mouse events folder. So I will name this file color change.html and save. Now we start with a document type. So this document type tells the browser this is an HTML or a version of HTML where we are working with. So we are working with HTML5, and this is declared as a less than symbol or less than bracket with an exclamation point and the word doc type HTML with the closing with a greater than symbol or greater than bracket. And now we have to define 3 to open up or construct a web page. We must always have 3 top level elements, which are HTML, the head tag, and the body tag. Now each of these must be closed with a /, the body, then we get the ending with this / HTML. Now in this body and in this head we have to have a title, mouse, we call it mouse click change color. Mouse click change color. Then in the body we will define any type of element we would like to work with, and I will pick the div tag, which is the division tag or section tag. Define whatever you want to define or break up certain content or lay out your web page on the web page. You want to lay how you pretty much it can be defined as laying out your web page in blocks or different sections, menus and stuff like that. And then so we begin with a div, and we will have to have an ID for every div. We will have 6 divs, and each div will have a unique ID, and each unique ID will be attached to a document object for a JavaScript, and we will have a function for each div. So I'll call this box1 and have open up a declare an onClick attribute because we want to have the mouse to trigger that function. So that function we define here is I'll call this color change with the parentheses, and then you have parentheses here, and this is how you define the function name. And because in between here, anything between, you can also have a plain script, but you want the function because everything will be defined in the JavaScript. So it's pretty much the onClick is calling that function to say launch or engage, or pretty much triggering that event, that JavaScript event to do something. Whenever you click that function, something happens. So now we're gonna define and we close it, and then we will have the number. We'll have a number of each in each div. So that div, and I'll just copy and paste will be the same. Since I said 6, paste, then copy, paste. So 6 of them here. Now each of them will have a unique, I said unique ID. So box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and name each box 3, 1, 2, and 3 uniquely, as it displayed on, as it's showing on the web page. So I will have let's see, second. So I will have 1, 2, and 3 in one line, and 4, 5, and 6 on another line. So I will have a break tag, a break line. So forward slash. Then I would define in the head element, I would define a style tag, a styled element. So and I'll call, since they all have div, all I have to do is call which is also known, which is the name, official name is the div element selector. So it could be element, paragraph element, or anything. So we're working with div, so we just say div, and then we have the curly brackets to break up that for that particular div, and then I will have the border so that we can see that it's on the web page. It's a box itself. So box 1 will have border. Box 1 to 6 will have border, so that each of them will look like a box. So we can define border as border semicolon. Let's see, solid as a style, and then space black. Or you can have it as there's another style, border style, colon solid, then semicolon as a separator, so it won't get mixed up with or then you gotta call border color. Notice that there's black something separator. But for right now, like, I'll have it, keep it short and convenient. Solid black. It's okay. So because each space would have defined different values for that border. So, and then we'll display, and I said box 1 through 3 will be in horizontal line instead of vertical line. If I didn't, because by default it will be vertical, but now I have to declare, I have to tell the web page, tell the browser how I want to display it. So display as inline as the name of the value, so that way it's horizontal. Now we want the numbers to be, because by default the numbers will be standard, small enough, printing style, small enough that, like, if it's going to be read as if it's a paragraph, but we want it to be big enough for presentation and tutorial purposes. So we just change the font size to be 150 point font, 150 point font, and that's all there we need to, yeah. And then and notice that the div, I don't have to declare any size, since it would fill itself by its content. So, yeah. So now next would be defining the script inside the head. Everything in the head is the background, pretty much. Pretty much you can say that that's the brain of the web page, pretty much. But you can always define, script inside the body for various reasons, but I'll go more into it in another video of some sort. But for now, this is more convenient and standard to have a script inside the head element. So we have the script type /JavaScript, and we can close the script. Now we have to define a function. So function, we name it color change, that function. Then in each function, we'll call this document. This is generic, since we're not. This is generic whenever you're not defining any in here, like over here where I have all the F's, any parameters. I'm not working any parameters, but I'll go more. I will cover that in another video. So this is more generic when you're not working with any yeah, when you're not working with parameters, or So we have document dot get element by ID. Then we have a single quote or a double quote. I call it box 1 for that particular element. Then dot style dot background color, set that equal to, with the double quotes, red, and semicolon. So this whole, so like from here, document by element by get element by ID with the box, this is like pretty much getting, is it being attached, is saying that it's being, I want to attach this style, this statement to here, this, the first div, the box 1 div. So I can like for example, I'll probably copy this, like erase this and put an element as an object, because here is any object. It could be any name, associate name that we want to work with parameters, or strictly an element like body or paragraph tag. Can be that, body, and that would, because once I do that, like if I click on the body, if I leave it as body without, no, I don't need an ID, it's only one body. Once I click on the web page, the page will be red. All I have to do for body, I have to just have an on-click attribute and call that function color change, and that's that. And so yeah, so now we're just working back with what's over here, the document that we're working with IDs. So now I have to, let me copy, hold up, this copy and paste will be the same syntax. Paste. Now I just change this to box 2, this is box 3. Now this is red, it's got to be green. I want this to be green, red, green, and blue. So that's why we have different IDs, because they have different IDs, meaning that they have different values. So it wouldn't, so it wouldn't be no point if I have, if I don't have different values, I would not have these two statements here, these two lines of document line here. I'll just have just box 1. I probably wouldn't have any IDs at all. I would just have that div element attached here and on click there for every on click element. I would that could also work too. So but we're just working with IDs. So now you see that the background has no dash, so it's just no dash with a capital C. So now we have to declare more functions for if you could scroll down, since I want 4, 5, and 6 to, whenever I click, only 4 would be colored by itself and not 5 and 6 as well. But you know how 1, 2, 3 have the same function? They will, when I click on either one of them, they're all gonna be colored at the same time. So because they have the same function, because this function is being triggered, is running all at the same time. So I have to change for 4, 5, and 6. We'll have different functions. So I named this color box 4, color box 5, color box 6. So yeah. So now we're over here, define a function. Pretty much just copy. I'll just copy the top from here. Same syntax. So copy, paste, save. Just save me some typing. So I mean, color. We call it color box 4. Same color. But this is box 4. Yeah. It's gonna be a one-liner function. So pretty much copy and then paste another copy for box 6. So pretty much this is box 5. This box 6. So we have to change this value. This is green for box 5, box 6, box blue, red, green, and blue. And let's indent. Let's put a space in between to be clear. So color box 5. Okay. Then yeah. So everything should be checked. So now we save it. Go to File. Then since we already saved it as, so save. Now we go back to our file as we I had it as under mouse events folder. So we double click change. Now we have 1, 2, and 3, and see they have different lines. Now that when I click on 1, see now 2 and 3 is colored now because they all have the same function. See, you got but when I click 4, it's red by itself, not 5 and 6 as well. So see, click 6 is blue, 5 green, and refresh, combination, tell you how it works. See, different functions have different events. So 3 here, and so, and yeah, and then that's all I have. Yeah, this is how you change. This is how you use your mouse to change color of an element. Thank you for watching.